Hey team! So I'm going to talk a little bit more about protein prep today. I know that I beat a horse to death with this topic, but there's a reason for it. If I don't do my protein prep either on the weekend or really early in the week, I just don't stick to my meal plan. That's what happens because it takes time, and protein is the part of the meal that takes a lot of time, right? So I prep some protein early on in the week so that it's like grab and go, and it's actually faster than takeout. So I'll talk a little bit about my 21-day fixed meal plan and the reason that protein is so important. So most people, when they're filling their plates or eating a meal, they will typically have their proportion of starch to protein be a lot bigger than it should be. So the amount of starch is a lot more than what your body actually needs. So with the 21-day fixed nutrition and the plan that I'm following, here are the containers. So this is your protein portion. And for my goals and my body, I need 4 of these in a day. Here's your starch portion. And for my body and my goals, I need 2 of these in a day. So if you look at the size difference with them and consider the fact that I'm eating 4 of these a day and only 2 of these a day, you can see that most people are really overdoing it on the starches. Right? So what I do is I do my protein prep, as I said, so that I have things for lunch and on a day when I don't have time to make dinner, and let's be real, I don't like cooking as it is, I have something that I can grab and go. So for today, the first thing that I'm prepping is chicken, and again, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, so what I do is I grab some fresh chicken breast, and I put it in a glass casserole dish like this, and I just spread butter on the bottom, add my chicken breast, and then season it on the top. It's really easy, and it actually tastes good, which is rare for me. So I spread butter on the bottom of the pan to make sure that my chicken doesn't stick to the bottom. Okay, so I use really simple ingredients to season my chicken. If I try to get too fancy, it just doesn't work out for me. So I'm using seasoned salt firstly, and just putting a little sprinkle of seasoned salt on my chicken. And as you guys have seen, I don't like to touch raw meat. It really grosses me out. So I use a fork. And if we have like meatballs or turkey burgers, it's because my husband has like touched it and put it together for me. So garlic powder comes next. Don't use garlic salt because you've already used seasoned salt. So garlic powder instead of garlic salt. And I'm pretty generous with it because I like garlic and I don't really care what my breath is like after. And then I use cayenne pepper. It gives it the perfect kick, especially if you're using this for a Caesar salad. It is seriously awesome. So then with this chicken, I can use it for a ton of different meals. It doesn't have to be just for chicken Caesar salad, but typically when I make this, I eat chicken Caesar salad for lunch every day. I'm so boring like that. I really just don't mind eating the same lunch for a week at all. So I preheat my oven to 350. For those of you who have a convect oven, I use the convect roast setting at 350. But you can also just use a regular oven at 350. And I put it in, I leave it in for 25 minutes, and then I uncover it so that the top gets a little bit more brown. I like that kind of thing. So I'll take the cover off and I'll leave it in there for another 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how much chicken is actually in there. So that's the one thing I'm doing for protein prep. The other thing is just the most simple thing in the world. I took an Angus cut of roast. I seared the outside and set off, actually my smoke detector's doing that. So I seared the outside of the roast, put it in the crock pot, and it'll cook on low for 5 to 6 hours. And that, again, is something that I can pull out of the fridge and use for any meal, anytime, and it's faster than takeout. So I hope that's helpful for you guys, and I hope that you'll keep this visual in mind. The red on the 21-day fix for the protein, the yellow is for starch, and I eat 4 of these a day and 2 of these a day. So I hope that that visual kind of helps you as you're making your meal plan for the new year.